my trainer in the summer, so he was from Ottawa as well, and he was actually the fitness guy for Columbus. So he had that tie there, and I was living in Peterborough, finishing up my school. This was after the season, and I didn't go to the draft because I had no idea I was going to get picked. I didn't think I was going to get picked, but my trainer called me on like the Friday. I think the draft was like a Saturday, Sunday, and he called me on a Friday and he said, "Trevor, what are you doing this weekend?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I was going to go to a party tomorrow night or something. Like I don't know what kids do when you're 18." And he said, "No, you're not going anywhere." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, because the Columbus Blue Jackets are interested in picking you in the draft, but they want to call you and speak to you." So as soon as he said that, I just kind of strapped myself to the
The
chair and
party can wait. Yeah.
that party can wait. So sat there all night, didn't get a phone call. So I thought, oh, okay. Next morning, next morning I kind of was a little bit defeated. So I don't know. I think I slept in and I woke up to. I was living with a billet family at the time, and I woke up to a phone call, and it was it was the general manager of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and I actually thought it was one of my friends pulling a joke on me.
You
So
thought it was Richard Lamoureux calling you.
yeah, I thought it was Richard Lamoureux who called me from Russell. So it was actually my captain on my team. He called me, or sorry, I thought it was my captain. So, anyways, I'm speaking to the manager of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and he said, "Oh, Trevor, we've just picked you in the ninth round of the NHL draft," and I just said, "I'll screw off," and I hung up because I thought it was my buddy. Sure enough, I get a call back 2 seconds later, and it's him again, and he's laughing, thankfully. But yeah, he said it again, and I couldn't believe it. I called my parents right away, and it's something you can't really describe. It's such a cool feeling. It's something every kid really that's ever played hockey dreams of. So to be able to experience that was just something I'll never forget.
Now, the general population doesn't really know how it works when a player gets drafted. So we think that you get drafted by the NHL, you then play in the NHL, you become an NHL star, you make millions of dollars, the end, fairy tale complete. What actually happens when you get drafted? It means you have the right to make the team, but you have to fight your way into that team. Can you explain that a bit?
Yeah. So I mean, they pick you because they like you, right? So I think when I first got picked, there was 9 rounds. So the second time I got picked, there was 7 rounds. They changed how many rounds there was, but basically, when you're 18, you're eligible to be picked, and then once you're picked, the team that picks you basically owns your rights for 2 years. Um, so you can't sign with any other NHL team, nothing like that. After those 2 years, if you have not signed a contract, you would go back into the draft, which is what happened to me. And then if you go through the draft and nobody picks you again, then you become a free agent and you can go anywhere you want. What happened to me was I went back to the draft and Columbus picked me again. Um,
They still liked you.
they still liked me, yeah. So, which was good. But yeah, once you get picked, every year was a bit different. But we would they'd usually fly us out a few weeks later and we'd kind of put us through some fitness testing and kind of stay out in Columbus for a week and train on the ice and do all that kind of stuff just so they kind of have a better idea of what they've picked. Um, and then every year in September we get invited to camp and we were on the ice with all the NHL guys. Like I remember when I was there was like Rick Nash, Sergei Fedorov, and like it's a really crazy experience because I grew up watching these guys on TV, and now I'm like competing with them in the same room, and it's like, holy shit, that's Sergei Fedorov, but I can't think like that. I have to like play against him, right? So, but it was such a cool experience. Got to play a few games as well. But yeah, it's not just because you get picked doesn't mean you automatically have a spot. I mean, a first rounder might have more of a better chance of that happening to him. But as far as everybody else, it's just kind of a work hard and hopefully you get your chance. So, but it's nice to get that experience and kind of get a little bit of a taste of it at the start to see what it's like, and it makes you kind of work harder to try and get back up there. So